That's what I'm probably most excited about, is seeing our guys just become tighter as a team. The tighter you are as a team, the better your team is, the farther you can go as a team when you have that tight bond.
I'm going to take the Houston Texans. I'm going to say they missed the playoffs this year. You start with the fact that, so you go ahead and you take a tougher schedule, you take a couple indicators that probably aren't going to break their way. One-score games comes back to earth, turnover differential comes back to earth. They did add Steph Diggs. There's a lot to like about them. Again, 3 and 5 years out. Jacksonville's a buy low for me, and I think Indianapolis is going to be right in the hunt too. And if you...
Welcome on in, Houston Texans fans. We have an exciting video for you guys today. Of course, we just saw CJ Stroud step on the field for the first time for the 2024 campaign, the route to a Super Bowl championship. And there are 3 particular things that I want to talk about. Very, very important things I want to talk about. And we're just going to go ahead and get into it. First of all, DeMeco Ryans, right? If you guys really are in the weeds of how the NFL is kind of trending, if you're into the weeds of how the NFL is supposed to be going about its business and evolving into the upcoming seasons, the actual goal to go defensive-minded head coach, it's not a good game plan. It's not a good shot. You're going against the grain, is what I'm trying to say, when you go that route. Texans and what DeMeco is really showing the NFL, it's no, that's not how it is. It's, are you a good coach? The defense, and I know we're going to get into CJ Stroud, but that defense showed me that the DNA is being reestablished in Houston. It's like an actual DNA strand is being reestablished in Houston. Those Texans team of old, when JJ Watt was there, Justin James himself was in the building, a lot of those teams were so impactful because of the defense. And what did you guys do? You went out and you lose a guy like Jonathan Grenard, and then you just immediately replace him and fill the position with Danielle Hunter mentality is. You know, the general manager, Nick Casario, your general manager, he's been very, fruitful with his money ever since taking over in 2021. So it makes a lot of sense when he handed out a nearly fully guaranteed deal, a 2-year deal of $49 million to Danielle Hunter. Now, in case there is any of you that did not know of his true impact before coming in, I'll give it to you real quick. Danielle Hunter arrived to Houston after recording 87.5 sacks with the Minnesota Vikings across 8 seasons. He had his best season in 2023, posting career highs in sacks with 16.5, while leading the league with 23 tackles for loss. This past game, right? So this past Friday that you guys had him out there, and at the end of the day, it ranged true no matter what. Offense puts butts in the seats, defense wins championships. This past Friday, the first preseason game of the Texans at full strength, right, with their starters starting, Hunter looked every bit worth of the money, 100%. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Something that I actually really didn't know is that Danielle Hunter is from Houston, and he played 2 defensive series, highlighted by a 3rd down sack that was absolutely incredible to see. Once again, 29 years old, had a lot of impact this past game, recording in total 2 tackles, 1 sack, a tackle for loss, and 3 quarterback hits in 2 series. 2 series. That is just gonna go bold. That's just beautiful, man. I'm just ready and hyped for you guys, and I don't know if y'all are ready. There's some new Jacksonville Jaguars and this Indianapolis Colts love that is coming for the throne of the Houston Texans. And so I just hope you guys are ready for that narrative. And let's go ahead and get to our second point. And it's the second point. The second point is probably the most important point, and that's, the connection of CJ Stroud and Tank Dell. It's still alive and very well, right? Their brotherhood. You've been seeing them going on these interviews during that draft process, doing all types of joint things together. They've been traveling together. They've been throwing within the offseason together. There's truly a legitimate friendship, brotherhood already being established between these two. And so that's great. Reception touchdown. It just shows you, once again, it just shows you in real time that this team, they're not looking to start slow. that this team, although young, is already showing great levels of maturity. I mean, these guys are young, but technically, by definition, they're veterans. This is their second year in the league. It goes rookie to vet. There's no medium to it, all right? They're still considered younger players. Yes, 100%, I'm with you, but these are veterans now, and they're looking great. And that whole touchdown, and the reason why we need to really put things into context of what this team is, and the reason why we really need to highlight the defense to a high level, is that the touchdown was set up by Danielle Hunter's sack and Tank Dell's 22-yard punt return. So when you have the three important phases of football, offense, defense, and special teams, that all three of those phases performing well together, it's going to bode well and great for touchdowns. And of course, CJ Stroud, he only finished the night, a short night for him, but 2 for 4 for 41 yards and a touchdown. And like I said, it looks very, very certain that this team is going to be looking to come out swinging against Indianapolis in just a few short weeks. Another last thing I probably want to harp on is that this wide receiver group that I've probably just been really going on and on and on about, but it's just because it's so special and the aspect of we don't know how great it can be. And with Collins, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Noah Brown, those have to be the most locked up positions. Former second round pick John Mechie III, who we've also talked about a lot, likely entered camp as the favorite for one of the spots within the wide receiver department, but you guys have so much talent. Robert Woods is the most expensive out of the bunch, and that would free up a lot of space. But I'd like Robert Woods. I like his, impact. And so I just think you guys have a good problem. A good problem right now with having so many weapons. And then we get into Xavier Hutchinson, who I talked about on our last video. And he became a legitimate contender to earn a legit spot last week when he caught 5 passes on 6 targets for 56 yards. And this last game, he had a quieter outing, but catching 1 pass for 4 yards, but added a 19 yards on the ground. So he's versatile in that aspect. And then you have Ben Skoranek, and he has his abilities to make plays here and there. And so, once again, I'm just bringing up the complexities of this Houston Texans wide receiver room to where I would like to know, Robert Woods being the number 5 wide receiver in Houston. Some people I've been seeing it shows out there that they don't like that. I guess they want him to have a better spot in the rankings. And like I said, it's just because Robert Woods is the most expensive of the bunch, and he would free up a lot of space. Right, I'm looking at it right now. Robert Woods, 32 years old. Cap hit is at $9 million, $9.7 million to be more accurate. And you're looking at 4.7 dead cap if you were to let him go. So that's pretty expensive. And it seems as if you guys kind of got to cut him to free up space for potential growth. But if not, you got to have the most expensive wide receiver on the field. Once again, this is all to just note that you guys have a good bad problem in Houston with having all of these talented receivers from Nico Collins, once again, Stephon Diggs, once again, Tank Dell. You have Noah Brown, who I think showed a lot of great things for you guys last year. I hope you guys aren't falling away from Noah Brown. And then you have Xavier Hutchinson, who I like, and then you have John Mechie, who you guys love a lot, and then you have Robert Woods, who financially the Houston Texans like, and then, Ben Skoranek, who I know can make plays from time to time. Good, bad problem for y'all to have. Love to hear the comments. Love to hear what you guys think about your team, what you saw, what I should go back and look at. Let me know in the comments, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.